With a new year means a bunch of new movies to look forward to. So far, the 2020s have been pretty amazing for new movies, but 2023's writers and actors strike changed up this year's film slate a lot, making 2024 a pretty interesting year for movies. Today I want to give you guys my most anticipated movies of 2024, starting with a few honorable mentions. Before we get into it, let me know your guys' most anticipated films for 2024 in the comments down below, but without wasting more time, let's get right into it. To quickly throw in some honorable mentions, I think Maxine looks absolutely awesome, super excited for the X trilogy to kind of cap off. Gladiator 2 also sounds like it's going to be great. I need to check out the first one still, but I'm really excited for the second one based off of the cast and stuff like that. I think Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling is also going to be hilarious. And finally, The Bike Riders finally comes out in 2024. The cast is absolutely stacked. The trailer has absolutely got me hype. I'm very excited for that one. But starting off the list, in 10th place for me is A Quiet Place Day One. I think this movie has a lot of potential. I'm not 100% sold on it just yet, but the reason why it makes just the bottom of this list is because I think A Quiet Place 1 is really, really great. A Quiet Place Part 2 is absolutely amazing, and I genuinely just want to see more of this world. The cast seems like it's going to be very interesting as well, and so I'm just excited to see where this goes. I'm not sure if John Krasinski is actually directing it. I'm pretty sure he's just an executive producer on it, but that makes me pretty excited because John Krasinski is the creator of this world, so I'm excited to see someone else take a shot at this world and this lore, just giving us something fresh and different in this universe that I personally know and love. In 9th place for me is Hitman. This is Richard Linklater's newest movie starring Glenn Powell, and I was actually supposed to watch this last year, back in October when I went to the New York Film Festival. I had 2 shots to watch this movie, technically 3, and I messed up all 3. I still haven't gotten to see this movie, and oh my god, am I so excited for it. Glenn Powell is one of the most interesting up-and-coming actors. He's so charming, he has so much charisma, and Richard Linklater is coming to be one of my favorite directors of all time. I just watched the Before trilogy last year, and it absolutely blew me away. Some absolutely life-changing films, and I'm excited to see this raunchy comedy about a hitman. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so hyped for this. Moving up the list, in 8th place is Ballerina. This is the John Wick spin-off starring Ana de Armas. I am very, very excited for this movie just because I really like what the John Wick franchise has done. I haven't seen The Continental just yet, but I'm more excited for this movie just because I loved Ana de Armas in James Bond. I loved her in the newest film, and I'm excited to see her in an action flick in a franchise that is very much known for the craft of the films. My biggest problem with a lot of Ana de Armas' recent movies is they're just cheap blockbuster movies, or it just feels like it's taking advantage of her as an actress and not necessarily her talents. And I don't think she's going to be putting on some acting masterclass in this film by any means, but I love the world of John Wick, and I love Ana de Armas, so I think this is a really great blend to kind of push your career in a direction that I've been wanting to see for a long time, that's not just like these straight to streaming, stupid, bad CGI movies. I'm really excited for this movie because I'm excited for the potential of it. Moving up the list, in 7th place for me is Challengers. This is a new Luca Guadagnino movie. It has Zendaya is the lead actress, and I am so hyped for this. I've seen the trailer so many times more recently, and this has absolutely sold me on the film. I originally, when it first got announced, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, it's cool, it's whatever, but I've seen this in the theater at least like 4 or 5 times now, and it just gets better and better and better. Always has me on the edge of my seat. I am so excited for this film. I'm not the biggest Luca Guadagnino fan. I haven't seen most of his movies. I did see Bones and all, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that one, but Challengers looks pretty great. I think the premise isn't like super out there and crazy like Bones and all was, so this seems like it's going to be more my style, and so I'm very excited for it. In 6th place for me is Deadpool 3. I am beyond excited for this movie. I mean, comic book movies in general always have me hyped, but I definitely feel like general audiences have kind of turned against comic book movies because 2023 wasn't the best for comic book films. I think, the top 3 were really, really great. But aside from that, the lows were absolutely low, and I don't think Deadpool 3 is going to be the most amazing thing of all time. I'm actually a little bit worried for it, but the fact that it's Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds is coming back, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is coming back, it's apparently a time travel story involving the TVA, Mobius from Loki is apparently in the movie as well. I've stayed away from like 99% of the leaks for this film, so I don't know much about the story itself, but just what we know in the general public, I am so excited for this film. I am a little bit scared because, of course, it is being a little bit rushed to, the filming. A lot of the post-production seems like it's not going to be as long as they originally intended, but they're still releasing the movie. So, small things on the production end definitely have me worried, but it's Deadpool, man. Deadpool is back. Wolverine is back. I'm excited to see where they go from here. I'm pretty sure this is the only MCU film releasing in all of 2024, so that's also really interesting to me, what direction they're going in with the films, really how they're taking their time. I'm excited to see where they go from here, but I don't have much else to say. I'm just hyped, man. I love comic book films. Moving into my top 5, in 5th place for me is Joker Folie à Deux, aka Joker 2. I am so hyped for this movie. I actually also am kind of really worried about this movie. I don't know whether to be super excited or worried, just because Joker 2 is going to be a musical with Lady Gaga. The stills look pretty cool to me, but again, nothing absolutely mind-blowing, but just a Joker 2 with Joaquin Phoenix returning, that has me very excited. Joaquin Phoenix is 100% just an actor that picks his scripts carefully. Out of almost all of his recent work, the only pure miss in terms of his performance is Napoleon, in my opinion, just because I feel like he didn't really fit in that role. But even Beau is Afraid, I absolutely hate that movie, but Joaquin Phoenix puts in an amazing performance, and obviously we all know he's very picky with the scripts, the projects that he does, and again, Napoleon is the only miss in recent history in my opinion. I'm excited for Joker 2. I really don't know where they're going to go from here story-wise. Apparently it has a lot to do with Arkham Asylum, obviously going off the end of Joker 1. There's just a lot of potential here for something that is very, very unique, because as much as I absolutely love the first Joker film, the story is undeniably very basic. You know what I mean? It's not doing anything absolutely crazy. It's not taking many risks, but in my opinion, it's a basic movie, but it works in everything that it does. Joker 2 seems like it's going to be going balls to the wall in terms of things that we just don't expect, and that has me pretty excited. Next up on the list, in 4th place for me, is Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. I am beyond hyped for this film. Originally, when I first seen the trailer, I wasn't super blown away by it, but the more I've sat with it and I got to see this trailer in IMAX twice, it's so awesome. I'm so hyped for this. Anya Taylor-Joy looks like she's gonna absolutely blow all of our socks off. Chris Hemsworth actually looks like he's gonna be great in this film, and I think the story is gonna be where it's gonna be very hit or miss for me, because I really hope they don't, not necessarily go beat for beat with the first film, but I hope they tell something a little bit different in this upcoming film. I really hope that they, try to twist the bounds of what story can be told, and George Miller, in my opinion, really missed with 3,000 Years of Longing, and so that's my only little mishap about this movie. I'm a little bit concerned just because of 3,000 Years of Longing, but the pros of 3,000 Years of Longing is that movie looked absolutely gorgeous. It was just the story that didn't work for me. Furiosa, from the trailer, we already know it looks gorgeous. I already love Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth, so my biggest concern is the story, but I'm still very excited for it. It's another long, epic just story that they're telling in terms of just a quest. One that could, I feel like, be really easily misdone, but I have faith. I'm super excited for this, and I will say, after the first trailer, didn't really believe in it, but I saw it more, and dude, this shit's gonna rock. Moving into my top 3, in 3rd place for me is Mickey 17. This is Bong Joon-ho's newest film starring Robert Pattinson. I am so hyped for this film. For the longest time, it was like my second most anticipated of the year, but we just haven't gotten enough of this movie for me to put it in the top 2, but it still says a lot. This is on my top 3, and we have like one teaser for it. Obviously, Bong Joon-ho behind the camera, but you also have Steven Yeun, Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette, and then my absolute favorite actor, Robert Pattinson. This movie is going to rip. I know it's based off of a novel. Probably won't read it before the movie comes out, but man, am I excited for this. And you guys can watch out on the channel for any sort of content regarding this movie. I am so hyped. In second place for me is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This is set 300 years after the last War for the Planet of the Apes film. Caesar is not in this film at all. The protagonist doesn't even know that Caesar existed. It is a more sophisticated ape world. I am so excited for this film. The teaser trailer looks absolutely amazing. We don't yet know the exact story details or where they're going 100% with this film, but holy shit, am I excited. I have been waiting for this world to come back, and I got to watch the first film in like my sophomore year of high school. I'm now a freshman in college, and I've been rewatching this trilogy endlessly. I've been so excited, just waiting for them to do something with these characters, and I'm just happy that we're getting a new film in this franchise, and it looks, technically, it just looks absolutely amazing from the teaser trailer itself. This just has me so excited. I'm excited to see where it comes in terms of comparing to the original trilogy, but also what new things they innovate for it. This one has all of my attention. But with that being said, in first place for my most anticipated film of 2024 is Dune Part 2. Now, if you guys remember from my most anticipated films of 2023, this was actually number 2 on my list last year, and sadly, due to the writers and actors strike, it got pushed into 2024, but nevertheless, I am so excited for this movie. I will wait as long as I have to, as long as Denis Villeneuve gets to put out an absolute masterclass again. Denis Villeneuve is one of, if not my, I would say he's second right behind Christopher Nolan for me, but my second favorite director of all time. He does not miss Arrival, Sicario, Dune. He just goes hit for hit for hit for hit. In Dune Part 2, I feel is going to be no different. Dune Part 1 was absolutely amazing, and this is coming from someone who hasn't read the book. I don't know what's to come, and Dune Part 1 was just a teaser. We didn't even get a full story in that film, and it is basically a 5 out of 5 for me. Dune Part 2 is fully diving into this world. It's finally giving us a true story about war, and this scale is going to be massive, and the fact that I love the first one so much, I cannot believe my feelings that are going to be happening after watching Dune Part 2. I don't know where they're going to go. I'm so excited. I'm so just exhilarated for the future of this franchise. Apparently, he's already writing Dune, the third film, as well as the HBO Max spinoff. We don't know. I hope that's still happening. I can't get enough of this world. The first one is absolutely amazing. Dune is my favorite movie of 2021, and I feel like if anyone saw Dune and they know about Dune Part 2, the hype is through the roof. I feel like everyone is just so excited for this film. But guys, that wraps up my ranking for my top 10 most anticipated films of 2024. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my reviews for all of these movies and much, much more. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.